Vietnam looks communist, but that's not what's driving the economy. From the outside, communism is very clear. There are flags everywhere, lots of government messaging, a strong, visible state presence. But when you're actually on the ground, it feels quite different. The streets are full of small businesses, cafes, shops, all kinds of services. You've got Grab drivers on every corner. Private enterprise is just all around. So it doesn't feel like a closed or centrally controlled economy in the way that people might expect. And that's because Vietnam isn't really operating on a simple ideological model. Officially, it calls this a socialist-oriented market economy, which essentially means using markets and private enterprise to achieve state-led goals. You can see how that works in practice. The government still controls the direction, major infrastructure, key sectors, and long-term planning. But the private sector now drives more than half of the economy. And foreign investment plays an absolutely massive role. Foreign direct investment alone accounts for about 20% of GDP and about 70% of Vietnam's exports. So you end up with this combination of state coordination and global capital sitting alongside a very active domestic private sector. And that same pragmatism shows up in how Vietnam positions itself globally. It's not really choosing sides, it's positioning, balancing relationships, signing trade agreements, and making itself useful in global supply chains rather than aligning fully with any one bloc. And for international businesses, that's a very compelling environment because the equation has shifted. It's not just about low labour costs anymore. It's about whether a system is stable, open to investment, and able to support long-term operations. Vietnam is increasingly offering that. If you go back to the 1980s, this was a centrally planned economy facing deep poverty. What's happened since then is kind of incredible. One of the most significant economic transitions in the modern era. And when you're here, you can see both sides of that system at work at the same time, which is why it doesn't really fit neatly into the categories that we tend to use.